Foremost, give all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Rakakadash. Double honors to the elders and apostles for the edification and knowledge. To Wadi Yahweh Bashim Yahushua for putting the spirit of elders and apostles to become edified regarding his truth and knowledge. Call Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Rakakadash. Give all praise to Yahweh Bashim Yahushua Bashim Rakakadash. Isaiah 24:10-12. The city of confusion is broken down, which is Babylon, and every house is shut up, that no man may come in. There is crying for wine in the streets. All joy is darkened, and the mirth of the land is gone. That spirit of mirth. And the city is left desolation, and the gate is smitten with destruction. So that city of Babylon, which is the city of confusion, going back to Babel, which means Babel, which means confusion. How it's called confusion because of the Western philosophies that it pushes, the ideologies, the doctrines, the policies. It pushes, and people are drunken by it, man. Even pushes it to other countries of the world, and the people are drunken by those policies. Pretty much that wicked vibration of it. 7. The new wine mourteth, the vine languisheth. All the merry-hearted do sigh. The mirth of tabrets cease, and the noise of them that rejoice ended, and the joy of the heart cease. So the music, the entertainment, the joy, all these things relating to that is going to cease, man. They shall not drink wine with a strong drink. Drink shall be bitter to them that drink it. Let's go to I'll go to 2nd Ezra 15 and 14 through 19. 2nd Ezra 15, 14 through 19. The 2nd Ezra 15, 14 through 19. Woe unto the world and them that dwell therein. A warning for destruction upon the people who dwell upon the earth, man. For the sword and their destruction draweth nigh, and one people shall stand up to fight against another, with swords in their hands. The modern day sword is the gun, for example, and other forms of weaponry. One groups of people versus other groups of people. Classes of categories of groups of people going to fight one another, man. Race wars. There's people versus people. Isaiah 19:2. The Egyptian versus the Egyptian, man. That's the modern day citizen versus the modern day citizen, man, for example. For there shall be sedition among men, invading one another. Sedition is what? Mutiny, insurrection, violent uprising. They shall not regard the kings nor princes, and the course of their actions shall stand in their power. So people are going to rise up against the powers, and they're going to take the power back in their hands, and they're going to rise up against the kings and princes, the ones in power, and they're not going to regard their authority. They're not going to regard their authority, man. So they're going to rise up. You're seeing that all over the world, man. Different countries all over: France, Germany, Spain, Greece, Italy. Here in the United States, man. Various countries. This is protests, constant protests of all from economical, civil, from certain requirements the people don't want to do or don't want to participate in. So you seeing taking up the power in their hands, and they're not regarding the kings and princes, which are the authorities, the ones in power. A man shall desire to go into a city and shall not be able. That's martial law. Lockdowns, curfews, essential businesses, not be able to go to and fro without forms of permission. You're going to see a more intensive version of that, man, what's to come. 18. For because of their pride, the city shall be in trouble. The houses shall be destroyed, men shall be afraid. Pretty much the hellish state and condition is going to be going on, man. So men, women, children, they're going to be afraid. The pride, 8:50. 2nd Ezra 8:50. For many great miseries shall be done in the latter time shall dwell in the world, because they have what? Walked in great pride, man. Because of that pride and ultimately their wickedness, man. So that's why the Lord is beginning to visit the world which he has made. Measure thy time diligently in itself, man. You measure by using the scriptures, using the scriptures, and using the scriptures as a measuring tool regarding prophecy, man. So you see in 2 Ezra 15:14 every day. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. So they're not going to have no pity upon your neighbor, especially when they need certain victuals and supplies run low, or they can't no longer get those things. If one neighbor thinks another neighbor has certain things, they're going to home invasion on him using the sword. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor. So he ain't going to have no pity. He ain't going to have no remorse, especially when they're hungry, man. But shall destroy their houses with the sword, which is modern day gun or any form of weaponry, and spoil their goods. So they're going to spoil their goods. They're going to spoil and take their goods, man. Ravish their wives, ravish whatever they can get, man. That's in scripture too as well. Because of a lack of bread, lack of resources, man. Because some storehouses are looking very scarce and very empty, man. Relating to 2 Ezra 6 chapter 22. A man shall have no pity upon his neighbor, but shall destroy their houses with the sword and spoil their goods because of a lack of bread. Great tribulation. So that's part of the great tribulation, man. The love of many is going to wax cold. Matthew 24:12. So people are going to, they're not going to be so nice to each other, man. Go to let's go to Isaiah 19 since I quoted that 19:1. 19, yeah, I'll start at 1. The burden of Egypt, behold, the Lord rideth upon a swift cloud, which is just a chariot, and shall come into Egypt. The idols of Egypt, pretty much graven images, false gods, shall move at his presence. So these things are going to be moved out. And the heart of Egypt shall melt in the midst of it. So when they see Yahweh Bashim Yashal in that cloud, these people are going to be in terror and fear, man, and awe as well, man. 2. And I will set the Egyptian against the Egyptians, modern day citizen versus the modern day citizens. And they shall fight every one against his brother, and every one against his neighbor, city against city, kingdom against kingdom. Think not that I come to send peace but a sword. I come not to send peace but division. That's Luke 12:51, Matthew 10:34, man. And also a few verses down talk about the division is going to be set upon your household. Your own family is going to be your own worst enemy, man. So that spirit of division is going to be set upon the people where you're not going to be able to trust a whole lot of people, man, in that day. And I'll read 3 and 4. And the spirit of Egypt shall fall in the midst thereof, and I will destroy the counsel thereof. So the Lord's going to destroy the counsel, man. And they that seek to idols and to charmers, and to them that have familiar spirits and wizards, pretty much witchcraft and idolatry. 4. And the Egyptians will I give over to a hand of a cruel lord. Cruel lord is one who is wicked in power, man. And a fierce king shall rule over them, saith the Lord of hosts, man. Alright, let's go to I'm going to go to 2 Ezra 6. I'm going to start at 20 and 20 through 25, I guess. It's going to be a short lesson. It's not going to be too long. Second Ezra 6. I'll start at 20. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away. The world's beginning to vanish away. It's beginning to slowly deteriorate, man. The Lord is breaking and decimating this place inch by inch, little by little, man. From a spiritual aspect, definitely, but ultimately, physically not too far away to come. Number 20. And when the world that shall begin to vanish away shall be finished, then will I shew these tokens which are signs. The book shall be opened before the firmament, the heavens, and they shall see all together, man. And ultimate, how it's going to vanish away ultimately is by Revelations 9 and 12, Revelations 11 and 14, man. And also very others chapter relating to that fervent heat. What's fervent heat, man? Extreme hot heat. Some nuclear missiles, man. 21. And the children of a year old shall speak with voices. The women with child shall bring forth untimely children, premature, and 3 or 4 months old, and they shall live and be raised up. Suddenly shall the sown places appear unsown. The full storehouses shall be found empty. That's what's happening. You're seeing shortages of foods and different things, man. So these storehouses being empty. The ports of supplies, the ships out in the ocean, they're trying to come in to drop off their goods. Can't, because it's bottleneck, there's a congestion, there's a backup, man. There's a backlog. So they're not going to be able to and that's why you see the shortages. So the storehouses are becoming empty, man. And the trumpet shall give a sound, which every man heareth. They shall be suddenly afraid. That sound, man. 25. Shalaki 24. And that's what happened. The people are being afraid, man. And at that time shall friends fight one another against another. At that time shall friends fight one against another like enemies, man. And the earth shall stand in fear with those that dwell therein. And the springs of the fountain shall stand still. The water's going to stop, man. In 3 hours they shall not run. That's the physical waters. Also the spiritual waters relating to this truth and knowledge is going to stop. You're not going to have the prophets out here preaching this word no more, man. As well. Relating to Amos 8 and 11, man. So that's that spiritual water is going to stop also. With the physical waters of water being stopped, the fountain's going to stop. Electric's going to be all power outages, different types of things, man. It's going to be very a dark and very primitive state, man. State of condition. I'll read 25. Well, whosoever remaineth from all these things I have told thee shall escape and see my salvation at the end of your world, which is the end of the age. Let's go to Ecclesiastes 12. Ecclesiastes 12. Ecclesiastes 12. Start at 1. Remember now the Creator in the days of thy youth from the beginning, while the evil days come not, nor the years draw nigh. So get in from the beginning while the evil's at a distance, man. An earlier, pretty much earlier part of life, man. When thou shalt say, I have no pleasure in them. while the sun or the light or the moon or the stars be not darkened, nor the clouds return after the rain. Number 3, in the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, the men, strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because there are fewer workers, man. That hustle and bustle, that's going to cease, man. Why? Because the activity relating to the work, the production is going to cease, man. And you're seeing that now. Just look at the state and condition of some of these establishments, man. They're not as busy like they used to be, man. So they're closing shop, man. I'll read it from the top. In the day when the keepers of the house shall tremble, and the strong men shall bow themselves, and the grinders cease because there are few, and those that look out of the windows be darkened. They look out of windows be darkened because they see no hope, no future. It looks very grim. It looks not very promising. And the doors shall be shut in the streets, these businesses, the establishments, and the sound of the grinding is low. It's very low because it's shut down. The production is closed. Production is not what it used to be. So it's closing shop. And he shall rise up, and the voice of the bird and all the daughters of music shall be brought low. So all the music, the hustle, the noise, the activity, the production, everything that makes the society, gives us its vibration, is going to cease, man. That spirit of mirth is being cut, man. And I'll read 5. And when they shall be afraid of that which is high, and fears shall be in the way, and the almond tree shall flourish, and the grasshopper shall be a burden, and desire shall fail, because men go to his long home, and the mourners go about the streets. So that spirit of mirth is going to be shut. It's going to be closed. It's going to be shut. And people, because people are going to mourn because it's not what it used to be, man. They no longer can do the things they used to be because the Lord is pretty much, he's beginning to visit this world, which he has made, man. And he's closing shop. He's closing Babylon up, man. Spiritually, little by little, man. And this was just something short. I hope this helps whoever listens. I want to give all praise to Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem Rakakadash. This is Brother Zayab, which means wolf. The water for listening. Shalom. Thanks.